Hello and welcome movie lovers. Hope you're doing well. In this video, we have brought for you. So, let's roll in.
At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to a man named William, who is shown sleeping in his car. After waking up in the morning, he brushes his teeth and gets ready for work. Interestingly, his workplace is located just nearby. Currently, William is working in the construction industry, and the construction project is being led by the Garcia family. If we talk about William's background, he used to be a soldier at one time. But now, after retirement, he works in construction to make a living. Over time, he has formed a team, and this team has become like his family. When William goes to the office, we are introduced to Joy, along with his wife Carla and their daughter Jenny. The Garcia family is the one overseeing the construction project, and they also treat William as a part of their family. While looking outside, William notices a black car. Inside are some thugs who are beating up a worker for some unknown reason. William steps in and tells them to stop, asking what the issue is. But instead of answering, the men start threatening William. They even pull out their guns, but William isn't someone to back down easily. He starts fighting back and beats them up badly. When more goons arrive, William is forced to pull out his own gun for protection. He had kept it with him for emergencies. He points the gun at them and warns, "I don't want any trouble here." Hearing this, the attackers quietly leave the place. Later, Jenny comes to William and hands him a lunchbox, telling him to eat it. The truth is, William has no home. He doesn't even live in a rented place. His car is his home, where he sleeps and lives. He usually eats at cheap hotels. Jenny considers him a friend and cares about him. She brings him food so he doesn't have to eat out. After work, William goes to visit his daughter Mary. Yes, William has a daughter, although her mother has passed away. William has left Mary at his father-in-law's house, as he doesn't want to be a burden, especially since the old man is already taking care of Mary. After finishing work, William takes Mary to a restaurant to treat her to something nice. There, he gives her the last remaining photograph of her mother. Mary looks at the picture and says sadly that she's angry with her mom for leaving them alone. Now the scene shifts. We see Jenny, who is out partying at a club with her friends. She drinks quite a lot, and one of her friends starts feeling sick. Jenny takes her to the restroom to freshen up. While helping her, Jenny says, "It's time for me to head home." But as soon as Jenny steps out of the restroom, someone kidnaps her. The next day, it's already noon, but Jenny still hasn't returned home. When Joy reports her missing to the police, he finds out that his daughter has likely been abducted. He's in deep tension, watching videos of his daughter and missing her terribly. Joy then talks to William and says, "If I rely only on the police, I don't know what might happen to my daughter. That's why I want you to find her. I'll pay you millions if you can do this. I'm asking you because you used to be a soldier, and I know you can handle this job." Seeing Joy in such stress, William agrees. "Don't worry," he says. "I'll bring your daughter back at any cost." Joy feels relieved knowing that William is capable. William starts his investigation by pulling out some photos. He first goes to the club where Jenny was last seen. Outside the club, we meet a bartender named Johnny, who has been secretly dealing drugs. William had already noticed this in the past. Seeing Johnny involved in shady business, William suspects he might know something. So he follows Johnny to his house and confronts him at gunpoint. "I'm looking for this girl," William says, showing Jenny's photo. "She was at your club last night and she disappeared from there." Johnny shrugs it off, saying, "So many girls come to the club, I don't know anything." But William doesn't give up. Using his military-style interrogation, he starts torturing Johnny, dunking him in a tub of water repeatedly, trying to make him talk. Suddenly, William hears voices. Johnny's friends have come to visit and are calling out for him. Johnny takes the chance to scream loudly, alerting them that something's wrong. As William tries to take Johnny outside, his friends see what's happening and, in panic, accidentally shoot Johnny. It wasn't intentional, but things spiral quickly. William, seizing the moment, shoots both friends, killing them too. Now, the scene shifts again. We see Jenny locked inside a room. She regains consciousness and begins to remember her parents, crying and apologizing in her mind. She regrets not listening to them. They had warned her not to go partying at night, but she didn't listen. Now she's full of guilt. The next morning, William is seen sitting inside his car, parked outside Johnny's house. After a while, a man named Vladimir shows up. He was probably coming to meet Johnny for some business, likely related to drugs. But Vladimir has no idea what's happened inside the house. He's there to collect money in exchange for drugs. When he enters the house and sees the aftermath, he is completely shocked and stressed. He was thinking about who could have killed these people and why, because inside the house, all the money and drugs were still there. Seeing this, Vladimir realized that this couldn't have been a robbery. It was something done intentionally. Anyway, Vladimir didn't want to get involved in all this, so he got into his car and quietly left the scene. But here we see that William was following him. He followed Vladimir all the way to his house and kept a watch on him from the forest, using a camera. There, he saw Vladimir abussing his own wife for some reason. After she left, William entered the house, tied him to a chair, and tried to battering him. When Vladimir saw William, he realized that this was the man who had killed his men. William said, "I don't care whether you're a don or a mafia boss. I just want information about this girl. Tell me what you know, and I'll let you go." Vladimir replied, "This must be Dimi's doing. He must be the one behind this. That's why you killed my men and came to my house. I'm going to kill Dimi for all of this." To that, William said, "That's exactly what I don't want. If you go meet him now, it'll ruin everything." Saying this, William pushes Vladimir into the water, killing him. After this, William leaves the scene. Then another man named Arthur arrives at the house with his two grandsons, Lucas and Tom. When Arthur enters the house, he finds that someone has killed one of his trusted men. Everyone knows how important connections are. When they're broken, business is disrupted. Now that their trusted man was dead, their connection was broken. But more importantly, they wanted to know who had done this. Arthur tells his grandsons, "I want this man alive. He killed my men." Then the scene shifts, and we see William calling a friend who works in the police department. He asks for information about a man named Dimi. Since everything is stored in the police database, William is able to get some details. To get to Dimi, he first has to meet a man named Dutch. His friend tells him the name of a bar where Dutch hangs out. William goes to the bar and, after handing over some cash, manages to meet Dutch. Not just anyone can meet Dutch, but William had enough money. William tells him, "I have a buyer who can pay you more than $7,000 per half pound." They're talking about drugs here. William pretends to start a business deal with him because he knows this is the way to get close to Dimi. He gives Dutch a bundle of cash and receives the drugs in return. But instead of supplying the drugs, he throws them into the water. Next, the scene shifts and we're introduced to a man named Viper and his girlfriend Amira. They go to meet a client named Robtho, who gives them a suitcase full of cash. These two are the ones who kidnapped Jenny. After drugging her, they stuffed her into a suitcase and brought her to Robtho. In exchange, he paid them a lot of money. Then the scene cuts to William again. The next morning, Dutch calls him and asks how the client liked the drugs. William lies, saying the client was very happy and wants more. Dutch replies, "All right, bring the money. I want you to meet someone." William dresses up and goes to the address Dutch gave him. Finally, he meets Dimi. When William realizes the man sitting in front of him is Dimi, all he can think about is pulling out his gun, asking about Jenny, and blowing his head off. But for now, he can't do that. There are too many of Dimi's men around. Still, it must be said that William managed to reach Dimi pretty easily using temptation. Dimi also needed a supplier to distribute his drugs, so he didn't ask too many questions and shook hands with William. William gave him money, and in exchange, Dimi gave him more drugs. But again, William threw all the drugs away. Back at home, William was looking at photos from Jenny's club. In those photos, he spotted someone who looked like Viper. He was hanging around Jenny and taking her pictures. Johnny's phone was still with William, and through it, he discovered that Johnny had been telling Viper about Jenny again and again. At that moment, a message came to Johnny's phone with the name Hate Salon. Later, we learned that Hate Salon is actually the name of a bar. Someone must have wanted drugs and was messaging Johnny. But in the bar's control room, Viper's girlfriend Amira was sitting and spotted William. Later, we learned this was all part of a setup to trap William. These people had deliberately sent the message to Johnny's phone, knowing whoever killed Johnny would show up here. And William made that mistake. He came. Later, we learned that the people behind this setup were none other than Lucas and Tom. When William realizes the truth about them, he grabs a car and escapes. But Lucas and Tom also take a car and begin chasing after him. William accidentally crashes into a police car. He thought the police would help him, but they were in on it too. So they catch William and start taking him to Arthur. But William wasn't the kind to just sit quietly. He attacks them. During the fight, a bullet accidentally hits the driver, causing a terrible accident. The car is about to fall into a pond, but William manages to escape just in time. Because the car sinks, Lucas and Tom die. The next day, when Arthur learns about this, he becomes even angrier. Now his grandsons had been killed too. The scene shifts, and we see Viper and his girlfriend meeting Dimmy. Here, we learn that Dimmy and Viper are brothers, but they don't get along. That's why they run separate gangs. Dimmy had actually called Viper here to talk. He's furious and says, "Because of your one mistake, so many people are dying. All for just a few bucks, you kidnapped that girl, and now the man looking for her is killing everyone." Later, when Viper leaves with his girlfriend, Arthur meets with Dimmy. He tells Dimmy, "Someone drowned your father and killed him, and you don't even care." We find out here that the man William drowned in the pool, Huladmir, was Dimmy's father. Dimmy responds, "I had nothing to do with him. I don't care." But Arthur says, "I care. He killed many of my men." Arthur then shows Dimmy a photo of William from a camera footage. Dimmy is shocked to see that the person he was dealing with is the one behind all the killings. Dimmy says, "He lured me with money. I just wanted to do business." Then he hands over William's driving license to Arthur. To do the drug deal, William had submitted his license, which Dimmy still had. Using the license, they dig up all of William's details. Moments later, one of Arthur's men goes to William's father-in-law's house. We're not shown what happens there, but the scene shifts to William. He gets a call from the school and learns no one picked up Mary that day. He rushes to her school, picks her up, and heads to his father-in-law's house, only to find it on fire. William rushes inside and rescues his father-in-law, who was just unconscious from the smoke. Nothing too serious happened, though his beard and hair were burned. It becomes clear the fire was because of William, so his father-in-law is upset. But William promises, "I'll fix everything." He takes Mary to an old friend's house for safety and gets weapons from him. William sets off on his mission. After saying goodbye to his daughter, the scene shifts. Viper and his girlfriend are transporting Jenny somewhere. Jenny prays to God, and Amira, the girlfriend, threatens to shoot her. Jenny gets angry and attacks Amira, causing their car to crash. Jenny escapes into the forest. They try hard to find her but fail. Jenny finds a police car and runs to it for help, but the police hand her right back to Viper. The scene shifts again. William, fully armed, storms into Dimmy's hideout. After taking out many of his men, he injures Dimmy. William says, "I'm looking for that girl. Tell me where she is, and I'll spare your life. Otherwise, you already know how many people I've killed to find her." Dimmy, scared for his life, says, "This is all my brother's doing. I'll take you to the place where he keeps girls for his clients." Dimmy leads William to the location where Viper is. Although William had promised to spare Dimmy, he doesn't keep that promise and shoots him. Inside, we see that Viper has kidnapped Jenny. Rob, though, their client, is also there. He came specifically for Jenny. William, ready for battle, first sets off a loud explosion to distract everyone. Then, he goes in guns blazing, killing everyone in his way. He finally finds client. Viper beats him badly and kills both Viper and Amira. He rescues Jenny and brings her back to her family. Jenny's family is both shocked and overjoyed to see her. They had lost hope she would ever return. And just like that, William saves Jenny's life. He reunites with his daughter, and finally, the story comes to an end.
Thanks for watching, and hope you have enjoyed this. See you in next amazing video. Till then, take care and best wishes, but don't forget to like and subscribe.